Picture this. You're in a meeting, trying to sound sharp and confident, but your brain feels like it's running on dial-up internet. Your boss is talking, someone asks for your opinion, and suddenly the only thing you can focus on is the wave of heat crawling up your neck and the fact that you slept maybe 3.5 hours last night. You're peeling off your blazer under the table, hoping no one notices the sweat, trying not to snap at your coworker for breathing too loud, and silently wondering, what is happening to me? Am I just falling apart? If that sounds familiar, you are so not alone. It means your hormones have changed and your old rulebook for work and life doesn't quite fit anymore. In this video, we're going to build a new one. You'll learn how to get through meetings, mood swings, and zero sleep with more control, less shame, and some very real, practical strategies you can start using this week. What menopause is doing to your workday. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about what's actually going on in your body. Because this is not just being stressed or getting older. Perimenopause and menopause are basically a long, messy transition where your hormone levels, especially estrogen and progesterone, start changing. Think of estrogen as one of the main managers in charge of your mood, sleep, temperature, and even how sharp your brain feels. During this time, that manager keeps leaving the building, coming back, leaving again, and your whole system feels it. When estrogen and progesterone fluctuate, your sleep can go off the rails. You might fall asleep fine, then wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. with your mind racing, sweating through your pajamas, staring at the ceiling for hours. By the time your alarm goes off, you already feel like you've done a full day. Those hormone shifts can also crank up anxiety, irritability, and low mood, which means you might feel extra sensitive in meetings, more easily overwhelmed by emails, or strangely emotional about things that never used to bother you. Add hot flashes, night sweats, and brain fog on top, and of course, work starts to feel harder. You're not imagining it, your biology is in transition, and your workday is simply reflecting that. Workday survival. So if your hormones are throwing curveballs all day, what can you actually do about it? Especially when you still have deadlines, kids, partners, bosses, and a very real need for a paycheck. Instead of trying to power through like nothing's happening, I want you to think of this season as needing a new workday game plan. Not a total life overhaul, just a smarter strategy. In this video, we're going to use a simple 3-part framework. First, we'll protect your sleep like it's part of your salary, because tired brains cannot carry everything. Second, we'll build real meeting survival skills so you can handle hot flashes, brain fog, and anxiety in the moment without panicking. And third, we'll talk about boundaries, breaks, and speaking up at work, so you're not carrying this alone or burning out in silence. You don't need perfection, you just need a plan that matches your current body. Part 1, protect your sleep like it's your paycheck. Let's start with the beast that makes everything else worse, sleep or lack of it. If you've ever looked at the clock at 2:17 a.m., then 3:41 a.m., then 4:06 a.m., wondering how you're supposed to function in a grown-up job tomorrow, you're not crazy and you're not weak. Those middle-of-the-night wake-ups, night sweats, and tired but wired feelings are classic in perimenopause and menopause. Here's the deal in simple terms. Your hormones help regulate your internal body clock and your temperature. When estrogen and progesterone start fluctuating, your sleep-wake system gets glitchy. You may fall asleep fine, but your body temperature rises, or your brain suddenly decides 3 a.m. is the perfect time to replay every awkward thing you've said since 2009. You can't control the hormones directly, but you can stack the deck in your favor. Think cool, dark, and boring. Make your bedroom cooler than you think you need. Use a fan by the bed, breathable cotton or moisture-wicking pajamas, and lighter bedding you can throw off easily. Give yourself a little wind-down window before bed. Dimmer lights, no work emails, no intense scrolling. Maybe some light stretching or a book that won't make your heart race. Watch the late-day caffeine and alcohol too. They both love to sneak in and wreck your sleep, especially during this hormone phase. Will this turn you into a perfect sleeper overnight? Probably not. But if you can move from 3 hours of broken sleep to 5 or 6, your brain will have a lot more to work with in those meetings. Part 2, meeting survival skills. Now let's talk about the part that makes you want to fake a Wi-Fi outage. Meetings. You're in a presentation, all eyes on you, and suddenly you feel that surge of heat in your chest. Your face starts to flush, and your brain decides to take a coffee break. You know exactly what you want to say, but the words just won't line up. That is not you losing your edge. That's what happens when hot flashes, low sleep, stress, and hormone shifts all collide. So let's stack the deck in your favor before you even walk into the room. Whenever you can, choose a seat near a door, window, or air vent. Dress in light layers so you can quietly remove a jacket or cardigan without making it a whole production. Keep a small meeting survival kit with you. A water bottle, tissues, maybe a small handheld fan, and a light scarf or blazer you can use to feel more covered if you're sweating. For brain fog, think of your notes as your backup hard drive, not a crutch. Bring bullet points, sticky notes, or a simple outline so you don't have to keep every detail in your head. If your mind blanks, use a simple phrase like, "Give me just a second to pull that up," or "Let me check my notes so I get this right." That buys you time to breathe, sip water, cool down, and find your words again. You're not failing. You're managing a glitchy system like a pro. Part 3, Boundaries, Breaks, and Speaking Up at Work. Let's be honest, most women are already carrying a full mental load before menopause shows up. Work, home, aging parents, kids, pets, group text dramas. And then on top of that, you're supposed to pretend that night sweats and mood swings are no big deal at the office. Here's the truth. You cannot white-knuckle your way through this season by just working harder. At some point, you need better boundaries and a little support. Start with what you can control in your own schedule. If your brain works best earlier in the day, try to protect that time for the projects that require the most focus. Push more routine tasks, email, or admin work to later when your energy naturally dips. And instead of booking back-to-back meetings all day, block even 5 minutes between them so you can breathe, use the bathroom, sip water, and cool down. Then there's the scary part, actually talking about it. You don't have to give your entire medical history, but it might help to say something simple to a trusted manager or HR person like, "I'm going through some menopause-related symptoms that affect my sleep and energy. Here are a couple of small adjustments that would help." That might look like a slightly later start time, a fan at your desk, more flexibility to work from home on rough nights, or just understanding if you occasionally need to step out and reset. Needing support doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Quick self-care reset you can do at your desk. Now, let's give you something you can do in those tiny gaps in your day, even if you're stuck at your desk. Think of this as your 2-minute reset. First, plant your feet. On the floor, sit back in your chair and unclench your jaw. Yes, your jaw is probably clenched. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and take 3 slow breaths. In through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 4, out through your mouth for 6. Do that a few times and you're already telling your nervous system, "We're safe, we can calm down." Next, do a quick shoulder roll and a gentle neck stretch, just enough to release some of that "I've been staring at a screen for 6 hours" tension. Sip some water, and if you can, grab a small protein-rich snack to steady your energy. Tiny resets add up. They don't fix menopause, but they do help you get through the day without feeling totally fried. Mindset shift. Your career is not over. We also need to talk about the quiet fear underneath all of this. What if I'm not the person I used to be at work? What if they notice? What if this is the beginning of the end of my career? If you've had that thought, take a breath. Your value at work was never just your ability to sleep 8 hours, never sweat, and remember every detail without looking at a note. Your value is your experience, your judgment, your relationships, your problem solving. All of that is still there. This season might mean you work differently. Maybe you rely more on systems, calendars, and notes. Maybe you're more honest about what you can take on. That's not you slipping. That's you adapting. Like people do in every other life phase. Your brain is not broken. It just needs new conditions to shine. Let's bring this home. If work has started to feel harder, more emotional, or just more exhausting since perimenopause or menopause showed up, it is not because you're suddenly bad at your job. Your body changed. Now your game plan is changing with it. Remember, protect your sleep like it's part of your paycheck. Use meeting survival tools so hot flashes, brain fog, and anxiety don't get the final say. Set boundaries, build in breaks, and ask for the support you deserve. Then layer in those tiny desk resets and a kinder mindset about what you're juggling.